Tonight on DC News Now at 9, a security threat sends the Maryland State House on lockdown. We hear from a lawmaker who was inside the building as officers stormed in.
A man accused of killing his young stepdaughter in a murder-suicide, leaving family members in shock.
I'm numb. I am just numb.
This man's heartache and where the investigation stands tonight.
Hi, everyone. Tracking quiet conditions now, but we have more rain on the way. Timing coming up.
Plus, presidential hopefuls setting their sights on Northern Virginia. What Nikki Haley is saying to local voters tonight, just days from Super Tuesday. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight for DC News Now at 9 o'clock. I'm Chris Flanagan.
And I'm Marielle Carbone. We begin with some breaking news tonight. Congress just passed another short-term spending bill. So the government, it was set to run out of money tomorrow night.
Yeah, so the move now keeps one set of federal agencies running through March 8th and another set of federal agencies through March 22nd. This is the fourth short-term extension in recent months. The bill now goes to President Biden to sign into law. Now, it should be noted the spending bill does not include a separate effort to provide military aid to Ukraine and Israel. All right, we have more breaking news now at 9. The Maryland State House has been given the all clear after a lockdown stemming from a security threat.
Yeah, we're told the threat was called into Annapolis police earlier today. After a thorough sweep, police didn't find anything, but it certainly shook up lawmakers and visitors to that state house.
Very much so. Our Daniel Hamburg joining us live tonight in Annapolis. And Daniel, certainly a tense few hours for everyone ordered to shelter in place.
Yeah, Chris and Marielle, that is absolutely right. Annapolis police tell me that they got a call around 5 p.m. from somebody threatening to do harm to anyone they found at the Capitol. That's when Annapolis police contacted Maryland Capitol Police, Anne Arundel Police, and security personnel in the Senate and House buildings. They went inside and conducted a sweep of those buildings. They went into a lockdown situation. Now, many people inside those buildings were told to shelter in place while police were sweeping the grounds. The governor, lieutenant governor, and Senate president were all escorted from the building. Maryland Capitol Police swept the buildings and surrounding grounds and determined there was no threat. We talked with Delegate Rick Metzger, who represents District 6 in Baltimore County. He tells us he walked out of his office and was heading toward his hotel when he says police with long guns told him to go inside and not come out.
I seen them again, the whole SWAT team running towards the back of the Capitol, and it was kind of frightening, very frightening, to be honest with you, because I've been here 10 years, sir, and I've never seen anything like this happen, ever.
So again, that lockdown was lifted at 6:52, almost 2 hours after this threat was called into police. Governor Moore tonight releasing a statement saying that his family is grateful for law enforcement who secured the State House grounds and kept them safe today. We're live in Annapolis. Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
DC News Now is your local election headquarters. Former South Carolina governor and Republican presidential candidate Nikki Haley just wrapped up a rally here in Northern Virginia.
It is ahead of Super Tuesday when Virginians and millions all across the country will head to the polls to cast their ballots in this year's presidential primaries.
Our Max Marcella joins us live from the Westin in Tyson's Corner where this rally just finished.
Max, good evening. Super Tuesday could be Haley's last chance to be on the ballot in November.
It absolutely could, Chris and Marielle, and tonight Haley's message was simple. She wanted to present the case to Virginia voters that she is a better candidate than each of the last two presidents, her Republican rival, and then who she hopes will be her Democratic rival in November. Super Tuesday just 5 days away, and Haley with a closing message, a near closing message to those Virginia voters.
Great to be here in Virginia.
Presidential candidate Nikki Haley is making a push for an upset in Northern Virginia.
Just have one more fella I gotta catch up to.
With just days until Virginians head to the polls for the presidential primary, the former South Carolina governor with a pair of rallies, first in Richmond Thursday afternoon, and then the nightcap at the Westin Tyson's Corner.
This is the time where America needs a leader that has moral clarity.
Super Tuesday comes after former President Trump has repeatedly beat Haley by large margins in earlier elections. But political analyst Stephen Farnsworth says Virginia may be friendlier to Haley.
I think a key issue is the way that the electorate operates in Virginia.
In Virginia, voters choose whether they'll vote in the Democrat or Republican primary. Still, Farnsworth says a good night for Haley may only get her in the low 30s.
Reality means that he's going to be the presumptive nominee after Super Tuesday, if he's not already.
Farnsworth is keeping an eye on the suburbs. He says that's where Trump has struggled, losing each of the last 2 general elections in Virginia, and it's also what helped Governor Glenn Youngkin in 2021.
It's a particularly significant challenge for Trump to reach those suburban voters because suburban voters are a larger share of the electorate in Virginia than they are in many other states.
And at this rally tonight, well, at the beginning of the rally, there were some shouts that interrupted Nikki Haley's speech from pro-Palestinian protesters. It was all peaceful. They were just escorted out of the door. Haley focused her messaging around a number of issues, including abortion and national security. We mentioned former President Trump, of course, the biggest figure in the Republican primary. He will be coming to Virginia before Super Tuesday with a rally of his own in Richmond over the weekend. Reporting live in Falls Church, Max Marcella, DC News Now.
Max, thanks. Well, Virginia does have same-day registration, which means you can still register to vote on Super Tuesday at your local registrar. And again, Nikki Haley and former President Donald Trump are on the Republican ballot. On the Democratic ballot, it's President Biden, Marianne Williamson, and Congressman Dean Phillips. Virginia does not have political party registration, which means voters can choose which party they want to vote in. Another thing to note, multiple candidates have dropped out of the race or suspended their campaigns. So you might see more candidates on the ballot than are actually in the race.
Well, Virginia lawmakers killed a bill yesterday that would have banned elected officials from spending their campaign money on personal expenses. So that means candidates can continue spending political donations on things like mortgages, vacations, even gym memberships. It's a discussion that's been brought up in the General Assembly for more than a decade. Virginia is one of just a few states that allows unlimited donations to campaigns. Lawmakers who want to restrict these funds say they will try again next year.
2 people are in custody after a D.C. Housing Authority officer was shot in Navy Yard this morning. Now, officers responded to a senior living building on M Street in Southeast for reports of 2 unwanted guests. Police say a man refused to leave, then fired his gun several times, shooting an officer in the stomach. The suspected shooter then ran out and barricaded himself in a garage for hours until he was taken into custody. A woman he was with was arrested for unlawful entry. Police say the officer who was shot is expected to be okay.
Well, another explosion in D.C. caused by a lithium-ion battery. Now, first responders say a cell phone exploded at Roosevelt High School today, sending 1 person to the hospital. We're told that person is expected to be okay. And just 2 days ago, investigators say a lithium-ion battery powered by an electric scooter caused this apartment fire in Northwest. Left 23 people now needing a place to live.
And get ready for more pink along the Tidal Basin. Of course, DC's iconic cherry blossoms are expected to hit peak bloom. That announcement made today. It'll be between March 23rd and March 26th. The National Park Service, they announced that prediction today, as I mentioned, and that is right in time for the Cherry Blossom Festival, which is set for March 20th to April 14th. And I am so excited. That means spring is on the way.
Of course.
Yeah, warmer weather.
Did you say pink? Pink, and pink. There we go. We
knew?
got it, right?
Yeah, we didn't plan that either. Let's mention that. Yeah, spring is just right around the corner. Can you believe we're stepping into March tomorrow? Us meteorologists, we celebrated as the first official start of spring. That autumn equinox does not start until March 19th, so you have a little bit more time. It feels very winter-like across our region right now. Temperatures have fallen nearly 30 to 35 degrees just in the last 24 hours. 43 right now. Winds, they have subsided, but still coming out of the north and west, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Look at that dew point. It's nice and dry out there, and it's going to stay that way for the next 12 hours before another storm system quickly approaches. We have a dividing line with winds being visibly reduced across southern Maryland into northern Virginia. Western Maryland, you continue to go through it with sustained winds, about 5 to 10, 15 miles per hour in some spots, but clear tonight, and that's going to continue to be the case as you kick off your Friday. We're off to a great start for your Friday, but then you have this approaching storm system that's really disorganized at this point, but it's going to really gain a center of circulation and impact us for your Friday evening going into your start of Saturday. So tomorrow, waking up around 6 a.m., we're into the lower 30s, and then by 9 a.m. near 40 degrees. We do have a lot warmer air for your Friday, and then that rain comes through. We'll time it out coming up.
All right, thanks, Janessa. Well, turning now to that murder-suicide in Prince George's County, a man killing himself after allegedly shooting and killing his stepdaughter and wounding her mother.
It happened at a townhome in Landover last night. That 11-year-old girl died at the scene. Our
Jean-Marie Sassé spoke to that girl's uncle and a neighbor about the tragedy.
This sad, like very sad and just devastating.
That's how this neighbor felt after hearing about a murder-suicide in her neighborhood. We're not showing her face for safety reasons. She says her daughter heard what happened minutes before the gunshots.
She was heard like arguing, but she said she heard a man's voice, and it was like a really aggressive type of arguing. She said it was kind of scary.
Police say just after 9:30 Wednesday night, they were called to Stansbury Lane in Landover. They say 38-year-old Curtis Lynch shot Malin Turks and her mother before shooting and killing himself.
She called my phone and said, Curtis shot me and Malin. And the phone hung up.
Malin died, and her mother's recovering in the hospital. The victim's uncle, Alvin Green, says the suspect, Curtis Lynch, was the child's stepfather. And now he's in disbelief that his sweet baby niece is now gone.
Just rough. Trying to deal with this. It's just bright, a real smart, intelligent. You could see she was going to be something in life. She had so many goals that she was setting for herself at 11.
Police say this is still an ongoing investigation, and if anyone has any information, you're asked to call them. Reporting in Landover, I'm Jean-Marie Sassé, DC News Now.